What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Andrew. It's a pleasure to see you as always. Before I go any further in this video, I just want you to know that the first comment that's pinned will have the timestamps to every single one of these questions. So if you don't want to watch through the entire video, it's all good. If you want to watch certain questions, certain topics, it will be stamped in that comment just to make it easier for everybody. But yes, today is a Q&A video. Yesterday, I posted up on Instagram one of those stories with the little tabs with questions. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, do. That will be linked below. That is where you get to really interact with this channel, but also see what else is going on in my day-to-day life. A lot of you guys came up with some really good questions, so I'm gonna tackle as many as I can. Yes, I am still on injury, in recovery mode. It's been just over close to 2 weeks since surgery and things are coming along. Progress is good, so really happy about that. But you don't care. You guys just want to see if I answered your question. So let's go. When are you getting into the new M5 stuff? Well, I was supposed to go to the Kingdom today, February 21st, when this video is live. I was supposed to be at the Kingdom getting my fit, but obviously I broke my elbow. So probably no new gear for me until May because of this injury. Where would you want to play that you have never gone to and it can't be in a tournament? I mean, it'd be great to play in Australia. I've never been there. So Australia, especially watching all the stuff down there. Royal Melbourne, would really like to play there. How was your college golf experience? What was your lowest round? Any wins? I don't think I had any wins. Oh no, I had one win and like a handful of second places. My college golf experience was good. I went to Ottawa U, so that's a Canadian school. We played NCAA golf, but we weren't part of the NCAA, but it was a great experience. I graduated debt-free, played a lot of competitive golf in the fall, and we had a lot of great memories. At the national championships. We finished second in my first year, so that was a great way to start my college career. And my lowest round in college, I don't know. I don't know, maybe like 68, 69? As a Canadian, where and how did you practice during the winter? I would practice in my basement. I would roll a lot of putts growing up in the basement, and I would find an indoor place to keep swinging. So when I was younger, when I was a junior, there wasn't domes or anything here in Ottawa, so I would just find a little indoor school from another club pro that my dad was friends with, and then when a dome started, I would hit at a dome. But then here in Ottawa, the OAC is a great practice facility, so when I am up here visiting family, if I wanted to swing in the winter, I would go to the OAC. I would do as much as I could. I do a lot of chipping and putting in the basement. How many Monday qualifiers have you won / gotten into the tournament? I think 2. I know one of them I got in while I was playing. Like I was playing, I was an alternate for the field and I was out there, and then like on the 11th or 12th hole, they came out and got me. They're like, someone withdrew, you got in the tournament. So that's a great way to get into a Monday qualifier. But I think I've played in twice. I haven't done a lot of Monday qualifiers. I did 2 pre-qualifiers for the PGA Tour and 2 web.com Monday qualifiers in my first year. And then maybe I've done probably still not even 10, maybe anywhere between 5 and 10 Canadian Tour Monday qualifiers. Maybe only 5. I haven't done a lot. It's just, when I haven't had status, I haven't had the money to spend to chase Monday qualifiers. Who you got for the Stanley Cup this year? I'm a Canucks fan. I've got the Canucks for the Stanley Cup. It's gonna be impossible, but they're my pick. Tell your funniest mini tour story. I don't know if any of those are PG. I've got some pretty bad ones. I've seen fights, near fights. I've been this close with someone freaking out and throwing a golf club and it missed me by this much. Sometimes on mini tour you got guys that are getting really mad and it's really disrespectful to you, the game, the groups around you, and I speak my mind and I'm not afraid to tell someone and put them in their place. But I've also seen other guys do that as well, because at the end of the day you got to stand up for this game and stand up for what's right, and if someone's being a real dick out there, they need to stop. Where do you see yourself in your golf game in 3 years? I don't know, man. I really don't know. Obviously, I want to be still playing and competing and healthy, but as of right now, with an injury, it's really hard for me to think that far in advance. I'm thinking 10 weeks in advance max right now. What's your opinion on the new young upcoming players on tour? it's great. There's always young guys coming up on every year. Every year there's young guys. It's been like that forever. So I don't think it's anything new. I think golf media loves to put a new young guy on a pedestal and think he's gonna change the game forever, but that never happens. So you just take it with a grain of salt. Young guy playing well, it happens every year. And then it's just a matter of, will they keep that play up for a long time, or will they experience the ebb and flows of professional golf? But yeah, it's always good to see young guys doing well. How do you translate good play in social golf into competition, competitive play? You gotta just make those two worlds as similar as possible. So if your social golf is super relaxed and you play great, but then your competitive golf is super high stress and you play poorly, you have to find some balance of bringing that relaxed mindset into your competitive golf, or bringing a little bit more of the seriousness into your social golf so that they can slowly become very similar, because golf practice and play should very much mimic each other. So if you're on two ends of this spectrum, it's going to be really hard to bring this here and vice versa. So I would think, find what works best for you, what makes you click so well in social golf, and then just do it in competitive golf. But competitive golf might be harder. You're not playing with friends, you're not as relaxed, you don't have as much socializing, chatting, so you have to find a way to kind of stay on the fence between those two polar ends of the spectrum. Were you doing your US Open Qualifier? I'm going to try to get into the Toronto site this year. It's really well timed with the first stage of Canadian Open qualifying, so I'll go up to Toronto for 5 days and knock off those two qualifiers. What is your favorite Tour 360 or Tour 360 knit? Tour 360, probably the new one, the XT. They're waiting for me down in Florida, but I've seen them and they're amazing. So that's probably my favorite one. Will you do a money breakdown for 2019 like you did last year? Probably not. I probably won't. I think I've made enough content that breaks into the financial side of professional golf, of developmental tour golf, of mini tour golf. It doesn't need to be reiterated every year. That information is relevant year to year. And my own personal earnings and ups and downs, that was good for once, but I don't think it needs to be done every year, because like I said, it's the same thing, just the final positive or negative is what's going to change. But I don't think that's something that is necessary to make year after year after year, because I like the little bit of focus on the money that I did on this channel. But if you focus too much on money in professional golf, it really debilitates you, and I think I'm taking that approach to this channel. If I talk about the money side of this all the time, it's gonna kind of pigeonhole this channel. It's not really terribly interesting, and it just, money's a weird thing to talk about all the time. So it's something that I don't think needs to be reiterated over and over again. If you're curious about the cost, if you're curious about the expenses relative to the earnings, those videos are there, and those numbers won't really change. It's like, some people have asked me, yeah, well, what is mini tour golf? Can you make a video about that? Like, I made it a couple years ago and it's still relevant. I made it last year, it's still relevant. So if you want to know about the financial side of things, that's there. But my own personal financial side of things, I don't think that's really worth sharing anymore. What's the best affordable camera to use for filming course vlogs? I would say the camera I'm using, the Canon M50. You can find it linked below on Amazon, and it's often on sales. Like, I think it's right in the $500 to $600 range, but you can also find great used ones on Amazon, and you can find them on eBay. But the Canon, the M50, is probably the best value and bang for your buck when it comes to anything for YouTube, but especially if you want to make course vlogs. Win the Canadian Open or win at Jack's place, win the Canadian Open. Easy. How do you get better after you somewhat plateau with your scores? You just keep going. It's like with anything, when you plateau with anything, yes, you maybe want to shake things up a bit, but you have to keep doing what got you there, and then be honest with yourself and go, okay, what more can I stretch myself in, and how can I keep pushing? Because growth and improvement isn't always going to be like this for everything, for everything. This channel is a great example. Like, it grows and then it kind of plateaus and it grows and it kind of plateaus and it grows and it kind of plateaus. I'm not changing a whole heck of a lot. I'm just trusting my work and I keep doing it. And the same thing with golf. If your work and your scores are kind of plateauing, you got to be very honest with yourself. And if you're saying here 78, maybe you're still making a big number or two big numbers around. So it's figure out how to eliminate one big number or two big numbers, or turn those doubles or triples into bogeys. And a lot of times that is avoid making two mistakes in a row. You hit it in the trees, chip it out. Don't try the hero shot, because a bogey is manageable. But if you try that hero shot to kind of keep things going, keep things around 1 or 2 over par, let's say, that's how you bring double or triple into play. So I would say that's the only real actionable advice I could give, not knowing how you play the game or how you swing or etc. Equipment changes for 2019, maybe. Obviously I'm gonna get the new metal woods, just get something that's dialed in for me. I've got a Spider X I'm gonna test out, but that's probably it. And the new TaylorMade ball, definitely gonna be putting that into play when I am fully healed up and ready to golf. All right guys, I hope all of that Q&A was enjoyable for you. If you've made it this far, thank you very much. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, turn your notifications on, because there is still a lot of golf content to come on this channel, especially next week. I've got an awesome upload starting from the Players Championship, from TPC Sawgrass. There's a few videos that George Bryan and I filmed back in January, and they're coming out next week and the week after that. So there's still a lot of golf content to come, and then I will be back in Florida and I will be able to get on a golf course in March, chipping and putting, and I can start making videos about that type of practice to try to help your guys short game while all I can do is short game. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.